There are many reasons that we may be struggling to grow our business online now during the pandemic. And today, I'm going to discuss with you what some of those reasons may be and what you can do about it. Stay tuned as I share with you how you can grow your business online by simply changing a few habits. What are we doing? Are we doing anything different? Are we changing the way that we do our business right now? And have we examined what's working, what's not working? Hi, welcome, good afternoon. This is Evie Hernandez, Strategic Growth Speaker at Bizniversity.com. And today is November 18th. We are just about a week away from Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving will definitely be different this year. And as many things, if not most things, have been during 2020. And today, while some of us may have gone back to whatever that normal thing was, especially for some of us that are marketing professionals that have been doing things virtually, maybe a lot has not changed. And, it's so easy for all of us to kind of go back and continue doing the things that we do the way we do them all the time. And sometimes it's hard for us to review and analyze what's working and what's not working. So during this time, as we approach Thanksgiving and the holidays, first of all, I think I'm very grateful that I have been able to continue my business online here with you, communicating with you, and getting to know people and expanding my sphere of influence, networking, attending events. So I've been able to do that because I've learned how to leverage this virtual world. And I believe that I'm good at repositioning myself because I'm always looking to see what's working, what's not working. So let's talk about that today. How can we continue growing our business in a changing economy? How can we continue growing our business when change is the only constant? And so today what I want to talk about is what is it that's working and what's not working. So if we do not review what we're doing on a consistent basis, and I don't know what a consistent basis looks like for you. A consistent basis may be once a year during this time, the end of the year, or maybe at the end of the quarter, or maybe for some of you, you are reviewing your business every month. I like to review about every month, and now I'm really starting to believe that during this time, I got to do more reviews and review each and every time that I'm out and I'm speaking to prospects, I'm sharing. Every time I do a campaign, every time I do an email marketing campaign, every time I come live. And the reason for that is because with reviewing what's working and what's not working for me, what comes for me is awareness of why am I doing this? What's the purpose? What is my expectation? What do I have to offer? And specifically, as we're talking about growing our business in a new economy, in this virtual world, we need to really examine what are the habits that we have. Yesterday I was in a meeting and we were discussing how we manage our business from an operational standpoint. And many of us were also talking about how are we at delegating and seeking help. And how are we at really seeing what should I be focusing on my business right now? What should I be delegating? And if I can't delegate yet, what are the steps that I must take in order to be able to delegate some work? And I know that for me, that is critical because sometimes as solo entrepreneurs or as a one woman show as I am many times, it's hard for us to sometimes delegate because maybe we think we're the only ones that can do something right. And sometimes there might be financial challenges that where we may not be able to hire someone. And all that to say that we can get there. And the way that we get there is by number one, planning, having goals, having a vision, having clarity, which is interesting because just this week I am participating in a clarity challenge, which everything is in divine timing, I say. And I'm so glad because this is a time when I'm looking and reviewing and revisiting what I'm doing, what's working, what's not working, and I'm regaining a different perspective and everything is becoming clearer and I'm gaining clarity. And I think that as business owners, we have to do that. And this year, more than ever, we've had to really go back and review and see what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. And one of the things that I think many of us have done wrong is that we believe that what we've been doing, if it's not broken, we don't have to fix it. And that may be true, except for if we're not getting to where we want to go, if we're not achieving our financial goals, our reach goals, our brand awareness, if we're not elevating our brand, then maybe we should not remain status quo. We should not continue doing what we've been doing. Maybe we should look at different ways. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes I hear people say, why am I not growing? And of course, I'm going to talk about my passion, my love, which is email marketing. Many years ago, thanks to Women in E-commerce International, I was named the email marketing queen. And I love email marketing. And there are many components, many aspects of email marketing. And email marketing is what I call a tactic. And if you've ever joined me before, you know that I talk about, and I've shared with you what we call our Bizniversity strategic growth system or strategy, where we look at number one, what is the overall strategy to grow our business online? What is the strategy? Then when we're reviewing the overall online business strategy, we look at what are the tactics that we need to achieve the goals, the mission, the vision, the plans that we laid out in our strategy. And then we look at the different tools. So one of the tactics that I've long used and that I speak about often is email marketing. And email marketing as a tactic, there are different tools that you may use. If you're a course creator like me, perhaps you may be using something like Kajabi, which is what I now use. And if you're not a course creator and you're a speaker and author and you don't have a course or a digital membership, an online membership, maybe you have a WordPress site and maybe you're leveraging something like what I've often used for 12 years and I still use today, which is an email software provider like Constant Contact. And in the past, we have talked about what needs to happen in order for you to grow your list. And today, I want to talk about what needs to happen in order for you to grow your business. And when we talk about email marketing, oftentimes the biggest challenge people have is that they don't have an ongoing strategy for growing their list. And that is number one. When you're thinking, when you're considering how to grow your business, you have to think about your sales funnel, your sales and marketing funnel. You have to think about how am I going to, first of all, attract? How am I going to attract? Which means what kind of content, what do I want to share that I know that has worked for me, my clients, and many other professionals just like you. How can I share that? And maybe I decide to go on Facebook Live like I'm doing today. Then I have to really think about what do I want to share? What is the content that I want to share? And I also need to think about who am I attracting? So how am I going to attract? What is the content that I'm putting out? And what is the tool? In this case, social media, Facebook, Facebook Live, StreamYard through Facebook Live. So these are the strategy, the tactic, and the tools. And many times we forget and we focus just on the tactics and the tools. So through Facebook social media marketing, through Facebook Live video marketing, perhaps, StreamYard, the tool, I want to convey a message. Now, I have to dig deeper and see what is that message that I want to convey. And today, that message is if you want to have a system, a strategy that continues working independent of a pandemic or an economic change, then we must put in place a strategy or a system, if you will, that we're constantly refining and reviewing. So as we refine and review, we see what's working and what's not working. And when we talk about email marketing specifically, which is so crucial, and I really don't know of any very successful business owner, marketer, speaker who is growing their business successfully without growing their list, which when we talk about a list, it's far beyond just an email list. We're talking about your sales and marketing funnel, where you know who are your clients, who are your prospects, who are your loyal clients, when you're segmenting correctly, and when you're creating content and messaging that directly impacts their bottom line. In other words, when we're creating a win-win situation. I know that when I think about you and your needs, when I ask you the right questions, when I'm constantly researching and looking to see what is it that you need, then I can better understand how I can deliver a more of a win-win situation for both of us when we're looking at how am I going to make an impact? How am I going to keep you coming back, right? And yes, sometimes you may be thinking, well, it takes time, and it does. And that's why I talk about the strategy and the system, because when we understand that, number one, and we've heard this for a long time, that there is such a thing called as the buyer's journey, meaning from the moment someone first becomes aware of you to the moment that they decide to purchase from you, and then purchase again and become a loyal client, give you reviews and testimonial, there's a series of events that occur. And then we must be constantly planning to see, how do I continue attracting, which is a word we use at Bizniversity, which in marketing we commonly talk about getting people's attention. So how do we continue in a world where we are inundated with so much advertising, so many news, and the busyness of our world, both from a personal level as well as from the business world with the changing environment? How do we consistently continue keeping those that we initially attracted their attention, and how do we continue getting attention from those that we want to put in our funnel? And so because of that, we constantly have to be thinking about that strategy, that system, developing that. And then we must then have a sales and marketing funnel so that we understand that not everyone is in the same place. Meaning, if you are checking me out today for the very first time versus someone who has heard me here on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live or on a live presentation, or because you joined one of our amazing summits, you're in a different place than someone who's listening and hearing me for the very first time. And so what is it that I'm going to do next to keep your attention? And that is why I believe that we need to segment people and really think about not putting everyone in one huge box, in one huge bucket, and saying everybody's the same, because not everybody's the same. And that is why one of the reasons why we need to really zero in, focus, and target on who we want to work with, and then where are people in that buyer's journey, and what are we offering them as we're moving them in that sales and marketing funnel. So when we speak about growing a list of prospects, prospective clients who will become our clients, perhaps our loyal clients for life, what is it that we're offering? And many times, if you've ever heard me speak before, I talk about, and I changed throughout the years from the traditional sales and marketing funnel to the upside down marketing funnel, to for speakers, coaches, consultants, course creators. I talk about the ascension model, which I like to call the acceleration model, where we look at what can we offer of value to our ideal client to move them through that process, through that buyer's journey, to where we continue getting their attention and we move them to what we at Bizniversity call that attract, capture, and retain strategy. And so with email marketing specifically, one of the biggest challenges, and with growing your business specifically, one of the biggest challenges that we have not continued to grow that list, that funnel, because it's a numbers game. You've heard it before. It is a numbers game. So we must consistently be growing that funnel. We must be consistently putting out content to get people's attention, to put them in these different buckets, if you will. Hopefully I'm not offending anyone, where we say, well, they just met me today versus someone who knows me for 5 years. What is their biggest needs? Like for me, I know that I'm constantly talking about email marketing and growing your list. And if you think that you're going to grow your list without using email marketing, then guess what? I love to hear from you, and I love to hear how you're doing it. Because number one, email marketing by itself, just like having a website by itself, is not sufficient and cannot work by itself. You have to use a myriad of different tactics and tools to be able to grow your business consistently. And that requires that you use a different tools together, right? And I've often talked about this. And yet, by itself, Facebook or doing Facebook Lives is not going to help you grow. It's not. So you need to use email marketing. If you have ever heard me speak, you know that I have oftentimes talked about different people that I follow who are very, very successful entrepreneurs, business owners, speakers, online marketers, like, for example, Noah Kagan. And I bring him up because I'm following him more and more now. And he has a company, and he is a 7-figure earner. And this year I joined him for a LinkedIn Live, which he does. And he talked about when the pandemic hit, he decided to let go of a lot of people in his marketing team. And he let go of people who were doing different marketing, I guess, jobs, but he hired more people to do email marketing. And he attributes his growth and the fact that he continues doing thousands upon thousands, he's a 7-figure earner, to the fact that he has put more effort behind email marketing. And the reason why I tell you that is because if you believe that just doing Facebook Live or just doing one thing will help you grow, that is not true. Even if you have, let's say, a blog or a vlog like this could be considered a vlog, video log, or a podcast, especially when you're starting, and when you're starting maybe 1, 2, or 3 years into it. If you're not leveraging email marketing together with your podcast, with your vlog, with your YouTube, you're not going to experience consistent growth. So in order to do that, you need to consistently be creating content and giving offers to put people in that funnel. and continue to get people's attention. So one of the biggest challenges with people growing their list is sometimes they can't create ongoing content, right? And that is why I do a challenge called, it's a 7-day challenge to help people to, in 7 days, grow their strategy, create a system where they're leveraging email marketing with other tools, with content marketing, with learning how to write good content. And by the way, this whole notion of writing good content, the more you practice, that's why I like to say that I'm an email marketing practitioner. I'm always practicing. And as a content creator, as a writer, as a speaker, at the end of the day, we all must write. And the more that I speak to authors, speakers, content creators, course creators, copywriters that have been doing this for a long time, the more I hear this message, you have to write every day. Every day we need to have some time to allow our imagination to take a hold of us and allow us to begin writing more and more content or putting out more content. Even if it starts with an outline as to what we want to share on social media, what we want to share with our video. But we must take that time to allow our creative juices to really put out information, content out there that is going to benefit us as well as the receiver, whether the receiver is a video viewer or someone who's reading your blog, listening to your podcast. And all these tools that you put together in that strategy or that system must be leveraging email together. And as you're using one with the other, you need to know that in order for you to be more successful, any of them individually, you must use email marketing. You must be tapping into that inbox because there is power in the inbox. There is so much research that indicates, even from the Direct Marketing Association, and depending on what research you look at, that for every dollar that you invest in email, you're going to get a return on your marketing investment anywhere from $38 to $44, which if you Google and search online, you will find that email has the biggest return on your marketing investment. So if you are one of those people who believe that you can successfully grow your business without email marketing, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your story. I would love to know, because I don't know of any 7-figure, 6-figure earner, 8-figure earner that we could Google online that can say that they do not grow their list and they do not use email to grow their business. Now, recently, I share the importance of having and leveraging marketing automation, whether it is from the beginning when someone first joins and signs up something for your website, whether someone buys or doesn't. And all of us have these amazing tools that we've invested in, and we may not be leveraging all the possibility, all the power of these tools, be it Constant Contact or Kajabi, because we have not sat down and allowed ourselves to say, okay, when I look at this person that I just met today, they're in a different place in their buyer's journey, in their journey with me, in their relationship with me, that's someone that's known me for 5 years. I have to sit down and leverage, whether it's Constant Contact or Kajabi, to create different sequences to meet their needs, to understand where they are. And is this time consuming? Yes. It's one of the reasons why I hear sometimes people say they don't want to do it because it's very time consuming. And it is. I know it because right now during this time, that's what I'm working on. And never mind the fact, and I recognize that at one point all of us have writer's block, meaning we cannot write every day because sometimes we don't have an idea of what to write. And you know, one of the people that I admire, my mentor, Randy Gage, he writes every day and I love his content. And I'm like, how does he do it? And I remember he told me he reads every day too. And that's what we have to do. And we must read and we must write every day. And we must allow time for our imagination to kind of have some time. And this is one of the things I'm doing now during this time, during this holiday season, during this time at the end of the year as I'm reviewing things, is that I have to tell myself, Evie, you have to just close everything and have time to think and meditate and review and revise what you're doing and see what your creative juices through your imagination allow you to create. We all need that. And yes, we do have to read more and then write. And that's just as important as us being in front of a video, doing a video in front of an audience and sharing our knowledge. That's just as important because just as the world is changing, we're changing. So we must always be in a constant mode and thought of evolving and growing and expanding. And so in thinking about how to quickly and effectively grow your business by marketing in the inbox, I want to suggest that we review the habits. Among the habits that is detrimental to the success and the growth of our business is this idea that A, we don't need email marketing, and B, it's an afterthought and I just have to put something out there, whatever it is. No, we have to take time. Recently, Litmus, who is a very good organization that puts out great research, marketing research, business research, said that most businesses that are really leveraging email marketing, they take 1 to 5 hours at a minimum to come up with the content that they want to disseminate and share with the world. So this idea that we can just come up with something last minute, it's not so. We must take our time. It may start with an outline. It may start with some ideas, but we have to take our time when we're thinking about what do we want to share with the world. And so I want to hopefully inspire you today to give yourself permission to really think about and have that time. And one of the things, I love journaling. Maybe you need to get a journal and start writing ideas. And it could be an idea journal on how to grow your business by helping others grow their business. That's one of the things I'm doing, thinking about as I move forward, how do I want to grow my business by helping others grow their business? After all, I am a strategic growth speaker and I focus on growth. The growth of my business will happen as I help you grow your business because I'm a digital marketer. I am very results oriented. So I like to think about the bottom line. And as a business owner, that's what we all have to think about. Where are the profits coming from? And when we don't get the profits, the sales, we got to think about that. And yes, we must look at how do we create an ongoing strategy, a system, if you will, that allows us to create almost a marketing automation machine that allows us to do better and be better with our online strategy, especially today when we are living in this digital virtual world. We must look at that. And because of that, going back to these basic steps of planning, taking time out to plan, reading and researching and writing every day, and really looking at what it is that those that we want to help, those that we want to empower, those that we want to help transform their business, what is their need? And a lot of times it's similar to ours. Like in my case, I love working with speakers. I'm a speaker, so I could understand that. What is it that they need? And how can I best put my time into researching, growing, and writing and putting that content out there that I know will create that win-win for me and for you? And so today I have a few questions. If you are a speaker, a coach, an author, a course creator, number one, I'm doing research because I'm launching in 2021 a brand new training. And get this, the training is going to be for virtual assistants. That's right. If you have ever hired a virtual assistant, a marketing assistant, if you will, and you're a speaker, coach, course creator, author, and maybe you feel like you have to hire different people to do different things, or maybe you've hired someone and had to hire someone else because you don't feel they really understand your business. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what it is that you feel you need from a marketing assistant, because I am creating a brand new course for marketing assistants who work specifically with those of us who are speakers, trainers, coaches, authors, consultants, course creators. I want to create the type of training that will totally equip them to really understand our industry and our needs. And in order for me to do that successfully, I want to hear from you. I want you to reach out to me and tell me, what is it that you feel that you need that you have not found in an assistant? And I want you to go ahead and email me your feedback, your thoughts, your experiences, either through past VAs to your current VA virtual assistant, or through your hiring process. I want to hear from you. That's number one. Then, if you are not leveraging email marketing, I also want to hear from you, because I want to invite you to check out one of either our 3-day Grow Your List challenge, which is a challenge to help you come up with the idea of what you're going to create to put out there, the offer, the irresistible offer that is going to attract or get people's attention so that you can regularly and continuously be growing your list, growing your sales and marketing funnel, and moving your ideal clients in that buyer journey. So I would like to hear from you if that is a challenge. And if that scares you because you do not know what content to put out there, I don't want you to think about that. I want you to be worry-free, because that's what we're going to dive into in our 3-day Grow Your List challenge. So I want to hear from you. Make sure you email me if that is your challenge. Meaning, if you tell me, Evie, my biggest problem is I don't know how to grow the list to begin with. And maybe if we dive deeper, you'll say, because I don't feel creative, or because I have writer's block, or I don't know what content to create, or what irresistible offer to create, then I want to hear from you too. Go ahead and email me and let me know, what is your biggest challenge right now with growing your business? I want to hear that from you also. What do you think is your biggest challenge? And when I get that email, I'm going to review your website. I'm going to review your social media. I'm going to review what you're doing. In other words, I'm going to do something that I call a marketing audit, which is a sales and marketing audit. And I'm going to get back with you, and I'm going to suggest what I believe could be a first step to help you depending on where you are in this journey. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, because I know that I can only grow as I help you grow. And I want to understand better what your challenges are so that I could better address them, so that I can help both of us. I hope this is helpful. As I said, if you've never heard from me before, my name is Evie Hernandez, and I am a strategic growth speaker at Bizniversity.com. I love to hear from you. Check out our website, Bizniversity.com, and let me know how I may be able to help you grow your business. For now, this is Evie Hernandez. You can feel free to find me at Bizniversity.com, and I want to thank you for joining me here today live, or checking out our video in the recording. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you.